Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 here with my continuing playthrough of Strategic Command World War II World at War Edition. Okay, well, I want to very much try to save my paratroopers and also this armor here because it's going to be a lot cheaper to repair it than to build new. But as you can see here, this, and you look down here at the bottom here, Biscayne Sea, Biscayne Sea storm. So we want to try to avoid that, but I think we want to see about coming here to try to block here to see about blocking some convoy routes. This one we're actually going to get off of because I'm thinking they may know we're here, so they may be looking for that one. I'm not gonna. I think we're gonna stay at sea for these two because I'm sort of guessing. I'm just guessing, mind you, that they may be prowling down here because we know there's a bunch of them looking for, you know, this guy who was here. So I don't know. Maybe I should be more aggressive. He's gonna remain there. Try to cut that off. Okay, so let's see what we might be able to do here. Okay, they can move to there. We have this big open patch, so that may be our first goal. I'm actually sort of, well, we have these guys. Hold up in the shoulder there. The French have seemed like they've done a fairly good job of well, before we do that, attack. Okay. No, they're too far back. Maybe all my air is going to be too far back. So one thing, again, you know, I like this game. I think this is a good game. And one of the people did comment that if you allowed stacking, you'd have a hard time determining what's below the chips below it, and I get that. And they don't make this game to please me, and they've tested it out and a bunch of things like that. But I'm looking at this and going, I would have, and I know I would have moved more air further forward had I been able to stack it. And if any of you agree with me, you might want to go to their forum and share this video that you would like to see stacking. And here's some of my thoughts on stacking. And yes, they're good game designers and whatnot. Maybe if you have a an army, you can't stack maybe anything else in that thing that is a ground unit. Okay, maybe that's the only thing that can go there. Maybe. I would definitely not look to see something stacked like a other sort of solid sort of core type asset like this. But I would definitely, like I sort of alluded to, allow air units, at least one air unit, to stack in any province that has a ground unit in it, because I look at that, it would sort of be foolish, shall we say, because you maybe, and I do know what's attacking what and what's defending what. There, you know, some questions there, but I am sort of looking at the idea that Not that I'm wanting to try to put air units on the front line. I want to try to put air units, keep it from getting too dense, and be able to move forward. The other thing is specialty units stacking with. Examples would be the artillery corps here, or whatever that is supposed to represent. Let's come over here. And then we have engineers and special forces. Those specialty type units that represent, in my opinion, a specialty division type thing, more so than a specialty corps. The armored units here, don't know exactly whether those are supposed to be divisions or corps. These again, so I could definitely see the possibility of no stacking with a no ground unit stacking with the armies, or just the specialty ground troops or whatever. Then I would definitely allow, like I'm sort of saying, allow at least one air unit to stack with a ground unit, and for, I would say, up to 3, but again, maybe just to stacking ground units with a non-army. So like you can stack, I could move these guys here and attack, and move these guys here and attack without having to retreat the armor out of the way, kind of thing. That they should have that much stuff. Now that obviously means that you would start stacking your defenses, but I'm trying to keep it the idea that this sort of represents a stacking of these, infantry corps, and so that would be a bit too much. But you could stack in a better defensive line if you have the units. That's how I would look at this. Or, because again, we're talking about the World at War version, and or I would go back to the World at War map. And I did see that somebody is building a map. And I didn't look into the details, but they did put out on Twitter a link to someone's building a mod that's a much more detailed map. And I didn't look into it, but that would be cool. He's talking about it's taking a lot of work, and I'm totally getting that. But just sort of the idea that now, if you do that, and I don't know how detailed, but I'm presuming it's still within the scope of, and meaning more hexes, is what they're looking at. It's just more hexes put in there. So, and trying to draw, and I know that there's a fair amount of artwork, but obviously they're starting with the, War in Europe map. You could then just continue to expand it, and yes, lots of artwork. I'm no doubt. Lots of work figuring out towns, cities, railroads, all that kind of stuff. And so I don't understand exactly how much work it is, but I understand it's work. So I do understand that. But and so I really think the idea of I do like the idea of sort of concentrated specialty units, engineers, artillery, because Germany did have artillery divisions and things like that. So that is appropriate. It just, on this scale, it just doesn't seem appropriate to me. Yeah. So you'd need, obviously, rebalance the map, or the unit numbers and sizes kind of thing, to deal with more spread out situations. I think that would be needed. Okay, so do these, they make it here and look like it's just going to harm me. That looks like we can get. Okay, well, let's do this. Okay, I'm going to, let's fully rebuild this. We didn't, sort of my mistake, didn't spend stuff last time. So we have the power there. Don't know how important it is to hit hard this turn, but I definitely see the idea of wanting to keep my momentum up. Now, I'm hoping we can, move those guys down here. So you come here. No, swap out there. Okay. That's looking pretty good. Pretty sure I'm outside of any air range of my bombers at the moment. So I hope to move some of them into here. Oh, wow, okay. Or is it going to get... Well, they're French, so they may not be able to munch it too hard. Okay. Okay, good. Thinking about trying to kill that or trying to... Well, let's come in here. Oh, good. Completely eliminated. And... Okay. That's completely eliminated. I think that was a good move. I'm thinking even more so. Okay, I think cutting these guys off would be a useful thing. Get them close enough to be able to help in future. Figured that would happen. Yeah, it was sort of my reluctance for it, but okay, well, actually sort of turning out well. Well, not super well, but well, no, actually doing fairly well. Okay. Now, okay, and these guys are just too far back. Well, good. Ouch, but I was planning on moving that anyways. A little more hurt than I liked, but saving it. Yeah, let's see. I didn't think they could move again after the extended movement, or fight after the extended movement. Okay, well. We can move these guys up here. Oh, no, I messed that up. Doesn't have an undo even when it's not going. Okay, well, come up here. Yeah, those guys have operated as escorts, so they can't reinforce. Now these guys are going to come up here because we're going to start trying to operate against them. I think I do want to move them north up there to help protect them, but I think for the moment we will move these guys here. Move these guys here. No, never mind. Come up to there. Just sort of try to make sure that nothing weird happens. Okay, oh, I don't want to forget. These guys come up to here. Uh-oh, enemy contact. Okay. Flee, flee, flee. Not quite as far as I wanted, but... I think these guys are better off just as a threat than anything else. Sort of getting ready for Yugoslavia, which is... Yeah, historically, of course, it was in 41, but just want to be prepared. So we push deep into France. We've got some air repaired. We got some to do interception to deal with bombings. I don't think that will be... I don't think they'll be able to carry off a landing right now. Okay, building things. We need to remember to do that. Okay. I think we need some garrisons. I'm just sort of thinking, you know, garrisoning France, Low Countries, that kind of thing. So, like we're doing over here, much more efficient if we can get away with it, meaning if we're not facing invasions or whatnot. If we can get away with it, it is definitely a cheaper way to do it than with more useful frontline type units. Okay, production. Let's take a look at the current German production. Okay, yeah, the 4 garrisons we just got. Some more air power. Another command. Okay, I think that's enough for command. Let's see, what's the expense here? Armored trains. Let's do... Yeah, let's do that. Partially, I just want to see how they work, quite honestly. I think... And how much does it go up? Oh, a lot. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's sort of most... Okay, we can afford something here with Italy. I don't know whether we... Well, yeah, I think this is a good idea. Well, let's look at the current Italian production. Nothing. Okay. Yeah, let's do some mechanized forces. Sounds like a plan. thinking. Fighters also sound like a plan, but we just don't have enough for that. Yeah, we'll purchase this. Okay, and for Japan, okay, 590, not quite as much as Germany had, but Germany was plundering much of Western Europe. I want to look over at the map over here. Okay, they're down to 1. I wish I could eliminate that 1. Now they did definitely warn, and I understand we need to think about ships. We have some other 2 carriers, a submarine, and battleship. Bunch of special forces. Those were, I think, showing up at some of the islands as invasion type stuff. Mechanized coming, more cores. Well, I'm going to bet that there's going to be 75. Oh, that's a no-brainer. Some submarines that the Allies are going to use. So that would probably be a good idea. Oh, an escort. Well, I don't know if I want to do an escort carrier. The other thing I want to do here is, what would be the cost of that? Okay, we can, I think, afford that. I like, as you know, naval bombers, so that long range, I definitely want that because we're talking the Pacific, and naval weaponry also again sort of a no-brainer. So we do that. I'm hoping, let's see, we can zoom out. Well, not that much. You know, be able to move around from island to island rapidly with our naval bombers to deal with their fleets, as well as having our carriers and such deal with that. Okay, let's look at research. Haven't done that in a short while. I know we did get a bunch more progress on these. I don't understand. Well, I understand the concept that this progress bar moves along. Once we get it, we get the improvement. Okay, yeah, I understand that. Beyond that, it seems to be the progress is somewhat random, or it's not guaranteed, which I actually sort of like that, because their breakthroughs are made. It's not like, oh, we're going to research this, then you get it. It's, we're researching this, at some point you get it. And speed is, you know, somewhat determined by conditions or whatnot. Looks right now the only country that has any MPP that we could put into this would be Germany. Going anti-tank weapons, artillery, rockets, flying production technology, those are good. Command and control. Okay, I think we're going to skip that this time. Okay, so let's see how things go. I'm sort of worried about some of this. I'm definitely worried about what's going to happen out in the Atlantic. I think I do. French morale falls as Germans approach Paris. Good. Hopefully that means their units won't defend or counterattack. Iceland joins the Allies. All right. I'm scared now. Allied raiders, Norway. Yeah, we're getting. Oh, damn it! I forgot. I gotta. Now that we have Blitzkrieg moves towards Paris. Yes. And now that we have Denmark, I want to move some of my ships to sort of attack the raiders. Germans developed advanced subs level 1. Very good. Okay, yeah, we're still getting some coming from Norway, but, and I think more than if we just shipped well, I'm not sure more than, well, more, I think we're getting more, and someone could do the math, than if we were only getting the summer deliveries or non-winter deliveries or whatever from Sweden straight. I think we're still getting more even though we're being interrupted, you know, overall, because we will get winter deliveries, I think. But that's something to look into to get the more direct supply that's not easily interrupted. UK imposes economic sanctions on Iraq. Oh, I forgot to look at Iraq much. UK annexes Basra in terms of the Indian Corps at Basra, yes. Moving up there. Looks like they're retreating. Are they giving up with the mechanized forces? Wow, that would be a bit surprising if they do. You have to sort of pay attention to that anti-air unit and try to use their air in other locations away from it. Now, obviously, they can shift it around too. Up. Submarine dives. Good. Disappears. Good, good. That's what you're supposed to do. Might not cut off enough supplies, but... Okay, they're firing at my army. Okay. I don't know if they'll be able to save their Dunkirk forces. Good. That's, we like that result. I want to get Nanning bad. Yes, they're coming that way. I figured. Good. And yes, they're coming after them. We know the Italians are going to lose. It's just, you know, obviously these South Africans have got here fairly quickly. At least I think so. Okay. Oh, okay. Enemy contact. Can you dive? No, but you can shoot back. Do you dive this time? Oh, good, good. See, that's what it's supposed to. Some of the times it's supposed to happen that way. Not every time. Not that these are invulnerable. British Empire amends its convoy routes. Yes, getting out of the Mediterranean. Pro-Axis coup in Iraq. Okay. At least for a while we have Iraq. Allied economic sanctions target Iraq. Suez Canal limits Italian supply in Abyssinia. Yes. Okay, we're disrupting UK and South Africa and their Egyptian and South African convoys. Okay, and all the things we've just seen, but they've lost 5 and 10, so for 15 MPP. Okay, Führer Hauptquarters. The Italian embassy in Baghdad reports that Rashid Ali needs weapons, money, and air support. The Italians are preparing to send some aid, but to have any effect, we will also need to send a mission of our own called the Sonderkommando WWII, I think is how you pronounce that, at a cost of 30 MPPs. Unfortunately, even with our support, the Iraqis are very unlikely to hold out indefinitely, but this mission could make them hold out for longer and therefore delay the enemy's resumption of oil production. Would you? Yes, I think we will just it is a I don't see a practical way the way this game is structured for us to be able to save it, but hopefully it will cost them more than it's costing us. Okay, now as I mentioned before, well, let's see, let's come up here and come out here just to get out there. Okay, what I want to do here is let's move one of these guys to here, to the port, because I do believe they are a bit better protected there. And let's move you up to this port. They still can be subject to air attack, I know, and I think maybe sea, but you come to that port. What I'm hoping to do is to do some attacks against these submarines and dash back into port and be protected by some air cover. Now, go back over here. See what we can work out. Okay, that air is not that it's so dangerous we can't bomb up in here, but it's I think our bombing will be more effective somewhere else, I guess, would be sort of in short with that. Can't even, okay, they could move to there. Okay. Probably should have done that. It's like too far back, and I sort of thought maybe. Yeah. Let's swap these out. Okay, let's swap these out. Was sort of hoping they may have killed that a little more. Okay, because of the movement. Okay, fortification defense is gone. Well, even if they were to retake the province, they can't get that back. Okay, let's see the river defense line there, I think is the big thing. Okay, they're still too far away, damn it. Again, this gets to my stacking idea that just on the scale to do this right. Good. Okay, we need to soften these guys up. Oh, they can't? They can. Hurting the air unit there a little bit. Okay, well, now they're not just being neutral, but actually looking like they're damaging it somewhat. Okay. Okay, sort of back where we were. Because all of its air is gone. Strength, no, it's 9 of 10, and it's a ship 10 of 10. Readiness 92, morale, action points. Or maybe it's already made too many airstrikes? Okay. I don't know. You can look down here and see some of that. Often don't maybe look as... Okay, well... Now here... But you're going to keep occupying that. Okay. And here, I think they'll be able to make it. Yeah, I think they'll be able to make it. So these guys get to come down here. Extended march there, get there. That's good. And yeah, let's not getting to attack this turn, but let's push it. I'm sort of worried about pushing too close up into here to activate them, but I want to take down here. So of course we just use those. Okay, get on board ship. Yes. There we go. Get them, and that'll hopefully, because I want to get this core out of, or this HQ out of here, and get that out of here. I don't think they're needed. Well, maybe pushing in here will allow us to push through here. I'm hoping. Okay. I'm hoping. I know we've been killing units here pretty routinely, so that is a good thing. Okay, our interceptors, I think, are reasonably good placed. Good. Or our escorts, I should say, maybe. Good. Good. Well, that didn't not doing as much damage as I might have hoped. Okay, I think they're the only ones that we can actually strike with these guys. Well, we could strike there, but I don't see a point in it. And after all of that, now, pushing down towards Paris here, I think, is a key element. Far away, they can make it so interesting without any. Good, but not quite where I wanted it to be. Okay, they can come down to there, they can come. the idea. Oh, good. Actually, that actually worked out fairly well. Yeah, killing the BEF is a good idea. Would they be strong enough? Now let's make sure we do this right. Shattered, good. There we go. I think that's all good. Yes, hello. Time for an expensive, most likely here, but, yeah, 117, but still cheaper than building a whole new unit. And similarly, and much faster, of course. Yep, we're doing that too. Okay, now they get to come here. They get to move up to here. They get to move up to here, and just keeping all of that going. Well, let's, since we can, get those guys. These guys will come a little bit further forward. So will these guys. Okay, that's looking fairly good. Fairly good. I just don't see a good enough reason to actually attack down here. This is more just to keep some units occupied. Well, they've lost their convoy to raid, so let's head back to port. Might as well. And these guys are currently sort of hiding. Let's come over to here and can we change their set mode? No, they're still hiding. So let's get off the new convoy route. They're still commerce raiding, so they're going to come back on the convoy route. Well, we have 3 convoy routes here now. Let's move to that one. And I think you guys are going to head way out into the ocean here and come down to try to sit on some of those other convoys. Hopefully just be in a different and unexpected spot there. Staying well outside the U.S. security zone. And I think we're going to end the episode here. We'll figure out what we're going to do in North Africa, whether to try to push forward or not. I am not sure what is best. Obviously, we don't want to lose North Africa, but I also don't want to make the old Italian mistake of getting slaughtered in North Africa either. So come back next time for continuation of this. I want to thank everyone who made it this far. Thank you for liking the videos. If you would, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channels. And of course, I love hearing your comments, even telling me how to play this game better, even if it's too late for this episode, or I should have done this or that, because I do learn. And I hope you, if you come along, scroll down and check the comments out, that maybe there'll be good tips for when you're playing too. So don't mind taking advice. See you next time for more historical gaming.